Hello everyone. Even though only yesterday I was saying in my video that I may stop making updates on my channel for a little while just to make sure that it's safe enough. I was thinking today, about all this stuff, and I did make a decision to continue uploading new videos on my channel because, to be honest, this is a kind of entertainment for me, so that I have something to do after work or before work, because I don't want to live like just work and home. I need to do something else too. That's first thing, and second is that this channel is only way for me to be in touch with my previous life, in which I was a journalist for many years. If you know my story, then probably you do know that since 17 years I was writing for different media outlets in Georgia, mainly because I used to live in Georgia and I used to be citizen of Georgia before criminal regime of Saakashvili took my citizenship unlawfully and forced me to evacuate my family and myself from Georgia. That's why we are in Russia. So that Yemen, I spent so many years in journalism, and even though now my current work has nothing to do with journalistic field, this channel and in Russia there is no demand for independent journalists. Only way to be in touch with that life is to maintain this channel, and probably I will continue to do some videos and share with you not just news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets, but my opinion too. So that's been said, let's make new video, man. Today is 2nd of December. Now it's 15 past 10 in the afternoon, and I do have a few topics that I want to talk about, and probably it's gonna be interesting for you. So if that's the case, then please consider to like this video and to share or recommend to your friends so that I can reach wider audience. So let's start. First topic that I want to talk about is that a few days ago I saw on several Telegram channels interview of Dmitry Rogozin, former deputy of Prime Minister and head of Roscosmos. That's a state-run organization that in charge of Russian space explorations, So if you are, if you did watch my previous videos, probably you know that I predicted Dmitry Rogozin, this person, could be the next prime minister of Russia and next president. So why I'm saying this? Because in that video that I saw, Rogozin was talking about, even though he is not holding any position in power right now. He's not representing official Moscow. He was making statements that are, you know, or could be interpreted as his statements were kind of way off of his position, and he did sounded like someone who is gonna be in charge, or maybe he knows that he's gonna be in charge after a while. I hope you do understand what am I talking about. And he was saying that I'm gonna show you a little bit of this video. That's it, man. This is.
Когда мы говорим денацификация, мы что имеем в виду?
Это гордиться
тем, что убили там 300 украинских призывников в день, там, или там 1000 убили в день. Ну да, это бой, война, там на самом деле никто уже теперь друг друга не жалеет, могу сказать так.
He is talking about in this video about a conflict zone, about casualties on Ukrainian side, but main point is that he did said in this interview on Solovyov Live, that's one of the main propaganda channels of the current regime, if you like, or Kremlin. And he did said in this interview that he is all for offensive, and he is saying that Russian side should take Kiev like Soviet forces did take Vienna, Budapest, Bucharest, and some other cities during Second World War. So, and I was surprised because he is now not representing Russian government, and to make these kind of statements that Russian side should take Kiev, and to make these bold statements, it was surprising for me, because that's what society really wants to hear from officials. And once I saw this video, I did start thinking for me that maybe we are seeing preparation of public and Rogozin himself for next step, which could be his appointment as a prime minister, his appointment to a prime minister's position. Who knows, man? I may be wrong, I may read this picture wrongly, but I was saying for many years that one of the candidates that I see as a future future president of Russia, or successor for Putin, is Dmitry Rogozin. I had my reasons to make these kind of predictions, and in my previous videos I did talk about possibility of transit of power in Russia, and I did explain my vision of that stuff. So if you are interested, then you can check that, because if I, there is no point to repeat myself, really, and it's not safe enough. Let's say that way. So yeah, that was interesting, and I was planning to talk about this topic yesterday, but that was before I saw this news that some FSB's order went to, you know, FSB's order went to power, or how you say it, man, which was oriented to suppress free speech on internet mainly. So yeah, I did talk about that stuff in yesterday's video as well. So yeah, man, I mean, we may are witnessing a beginning of the transformation of Dmitry Rogozin, this person who is right now not representing Russian government. I mean, we may witnessing his transformation, preparation to become prime minister. At the same time, preparation of Russian society for that kind of change, because Solovyov Life, as I mentioned, is one of the main propaganda channels in Russia, and Solovyov himself is probably main leader of Kremlin's propaganda group. You know, no, he's the main propagandist for Kremlin, and probably you know it. So yes, I mean, that's quite that was interesting for me, you know, to see this kind of bold statements from this person. And yeah, what else, man? There is a second topic that I want to talk about. It a few hours ago I had guests. We talk about different subjects, and one of the subjects was possible mobilization, because as I mentioned in previous videos, in Russia, I mean, in Russia, wildly spreading rumors that in January Putin gonna declare new wave of mobilization, and society is talking about it, even though Putin himself denied that he's planning anything like that. You know, society is still talking about this possibility, and yes, I mean, today me and my guests, we had a conversation about this subject, and what will happen, you know, and I did mention that, as I was saying before, during the first wave of mobilization, you know, if I'm gonna be mobilized, then, you know, what can I do, man? I'm not gonna run anywhere, but that's me, you know, because we see waves of people that run from Russia from mobilization. I can imagine that if a second wave mobilization will start, maybe even more people will try to run away, and we are talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, and that's bad for economy, and that kind of movement of workforce can be quite troubling in sense that that can trigger some kind of panic in society, and whenever you have a panic, or if you have a society in panic mode, that may become a trigger on its own for even more devastating results, uh, which you know can become reason for some failure of logistics, or failure of supply chains. And that means that if that kind of scenario will become true, then in some places we may see some shortages in basic uh, products. And so yeah, man, I mean, who knows what's gonna happen. That we did talk about it today afternoon, even though mood, I cannot say that mood is too pessimistic, but there are some worries about near future. And if me and my guests are sharing this view, then high likely that some part of society, I'm not gonna say like in how many percent of society, but at least some part of society probably are seeing this picture same way. So yeah, time will tell, man. Time will tell. But again, this topic is widely discussed in Russia, and probably will be discussed before Putin will deliver his speech to National Assembly, because because expectation is that he will talk about mobilization on his speech before National Assembly. Let's wait and see. For now, there is no date officially. Kremlin did not announce date in which Putin will give his speech. So you know, probably it's gonna be close to middle of the month, or maybe in second part of the month, but definitely before New Year, somewhere around 15 to 20 of December. It's only a few weeks before that, so let's see. What else, man? What else? Yes, I'll give you a quick check on media outlets. Let's see what kind of news are making headlines right now. I did open few sites of Russian news agencies, and let's see, man. First one, traditionally, it's gonna be TASS news agency, state-run news agency. As I mentioned before, if you want to know direction of Kremlin's policies, then better if you check state-run news agencies, because here you're not gonna see any independent news. I mean, all those news that you're gonna see here is approved by Kremlin. Everything. I don't believe that these news agencies are able to put out news without without Kremlin's approval. I'm not talking about Putin himself, of course. In administration of president, probably are some people who is directly are involved in work of state-run media outlets. First news here is that EU member states made agreement on a price cap on Russian oil, and price cap gonna be $60 for a barrel. As you know, Poland was against it. Polish elites, Polish government was thinking that 60 to $65, I mean, or 65 to $70 was previous uh, estimation was too high, and they were asking $30 for a barrel. But it seems like Warsaw is agree now on price cap on the level of $60 for a barrel. This price cap will become official on 5th of December, probably. Let's wait and see, man. As you know, Russian government, representatives of Russian government did make statements about this price tag, and they were saying that Russia will simply don't sell any oil to countries that are introducing price cap. So let's see what's gonna happen. Me personally, I don't believe in Russian officials. I don't have reason to believe them. In my understanding, they are not trustworthy. But yet again, time will tell. Time will tell. What else, man? What else? Julian Assange made appeal in European Court on Human Rights to somehow stop his extradition to USA. I mean, this person is just clear indication how low European elites and European states fall, because this person is, I mean, Western elites are killing this person just because he was doing journalism. You know, so freedom of speech is under pressure everywhere. Not just in Russia, but in Western world, and just you name it, man. No one wants to hear different opinions or true or anything that they don't like. It is what it is. Here we have information that Kievo-Pechorskaya Lavra, this saint place for Russian Orthodox Christians, had become that was a target of Zelensky's Nazi regime just recently. I mean, this religious Laura, how you say Laura in in English. I mean, this complex was given to Ukrainian Orthodox Church, which is, I mean, non-recognized by nobody. Only animals did recognize this Ukrainian Orthodox Church as some independent church. They are Raskolniki in that's how we say it. It's sin what they are committing in terms of uh, religious explanation. I'm not theologue. I'm but it seems for me that Zelensky's Nazi regime has no brakes, so they are attacking everything Russian in Ukraine, and Russian Orthodox Church is now becoming under attack too, and that's example of it. You know. So yeah, what else, man? In Turkey, there was some explosion in port of Samsun city. You know, Putin has some talk with German Chancellor Scholz. I did read news about this. This talk was initiated by German side, and of course there will be no results. I mean, just nothing. So, I did mention it, but there was no substance in this conversation, nothing. So, Peskov, spokesperson of Russian president, said that Kremlin is not ready to had some negotiations with the USA if Washington is making preconditions for these negotiations about Russian forces leaving, or if USA is demanding that Russian forces should leave Ukraine. Yet again, for last many months, Russian forces are retreating time after time, and next stage of this retreat, in my understanding, will be Zaporozhye nuclear power plant and the city of Energodar. I did make video about this kind of possibility. After that, even city of Melitopol and Berdyansk may be left by Russian side. Who knows? So even without negotiations or with the USA or US demands, Russian side is withdrawing its forces from Ukraine. Little by little, but that's what is happening. And in my understanding, all this stuff is part of bigger game, which is preparation of Russian society for transit of power. So And after the transit of power will be complete, and Russia will have firstly on first stage new prime minister, and on second stage new president. Then situation in Ukraine will change in opposite direction. Then Russian forces will retake more and more territories, and eventually they will, under control of Russia, will become entire south and east side of Ukraine from Kharkov to Pridnestrovia. That's how I see this picture. But for now, uh, and for a little while, we will see probably more withdrawal of Russian forces from territories that they are controlling. You know, here, I mean, this section here is like popular news that Russian readers of this outlet are reading. So here we have news that Russian Defense Ministry received new T-72 B3M main battle tanks. How many of them? There is nothing here about how many tanks was delivered. But yet again, this is part of propaganda, man. Who knows how many billions gonna be stolen by some corrupt officials and other elements that are involved in this in these operations. But you know, it seems like they are doing something, at least, just to show to society, that what we are spent so many billions, not for nothing. I mean, just look at it, man. T-72 B3M tanks. I mean, these tanks are made some 50 years ago, man. And few years ago, Kremlin's propaganda was all about T-14 Armata. Probably you remember that time. And officials were saying that there are gonna be some massive deliveries in Russian army by 2021. In a few weeks' time, 2023 will start, and we don't see any deliveries of Armata tanks, right? Maybe a few of them was delivered to some units just to be used as a showcase, and that's it, really. And God knows how many billions were spent or stolen on that project. I mean, who knows, man? Who did count it? Let's see some other media outlets. I mean, it's all the same and everywhere. So, so this is it for now. Probably this is it for now. And yeah, I hope this video. I hope this video will be interesting for you. Um, at least, as I said, man, this channel is you know entertaining for me too. So if even few people are watching it and thinking that it's interesting, then that's good enough reason for me to make these videos and entertain not just myself but viewers too. Okay, this is it for now. Have a nice day and take care.